Hello.
Mush mush.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Okay, that passed. Yeah, thank you, Stinky. Stinky has to say woof at something.
Woof.
Yes. Because, that's part of his job.
Yes, very much so. My woofer doesn't woof very much these days, but that's mostly because he spends most of his time in the bedroom.
Oh, yeah. He's like, this is where the comfortable shit is.
On the bed, under both blankets, all curled up. Nice and warm. So how is everyone?
Sentient.
I agree.
Sentient's good. It's better than not sentient.
Right.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the final episode of 2022 of the Super Happy Fun Jabbertron Tea Party podcast with Kiki, Cupcake, and Miss. Stay warm, my fellow internet beings, and enjoy the show.
Did you guys hear about that passenger that fell off the cruise ship?
No.
He was in the water for 24
That happens so regularly that they don't even. A lot of them, they don't even look for them.
Well,
It's
they
like,
rescued
they're dead.
him.
That's rare. Usually it's just, they're dead. Like,
yeah, he was in the water for 20 hours, but apparently he was so drunk he was blacked out for most of it.
Right.
Which I suppose is a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably how he fell off in the first fucking place, but...
Yeah, we're not gonna... we're gonna be like, okay. I just had you out.
But I want out again. There's things to sniff and bark at.
Right. Chug it. Chug, chug, chug.
It's all gone now. I'm sad. No more hot chocolate for me.
Coffee concentrate mixed with caramel macchiato zero sugar creamer.
Mmm.
I can see through time and space. I didn't add any water to it because I'm just like, nothing even touches it. I've got such a tolerance for stimulants. I'm drinking fucking coffee concentrate just to get any amount of effect.
Yeah.
Dink. Is there a key out there or something?
Meow.
I'm also going through DeviantArt because I'm just laughing. There's a series. It's an AU series and... Stink! I'm not getting up.
But what if you did?
No, because fuck that shit.
Mm.
Cupcake, how lazy you feel? Like, I have put pants on. I'm gonna wear my Ninja Turtle pajama pants.
Ooh, Ninja Turtles.
Right.
I'm still wearing
I got
jammy
the-
bottoms.
I got these for Christmas. I think last year or the year before. I got out of the shower and I'm like, I'm not even putting my blue jeans back on. I'm not going anywhere. So I went back to my pajamas.
Jammy jams.
Yeah, I've been for a while since I work at home. I'm just wearing like I guess they're like lounge pants, workout pants, something.
Yeah,
You know,
sweatpants, whatever.
it's like I'm just gonna sit here and I'm not gonna deal with feeling like my stomach and stuff is being crunched in by jeans if I'm sitting in the same chair all day. So like yeah.
Right. I mean, like that's the entire reason that I get the blue jeans with the elastic waist or whatever, because otherwise you're like, ugh, it's squeezing me from the inside.
Hmm.
But I also have to do a lot of like climbing and bending over stuff. So
That too.
You're a hard-working man.
mm-hmm. Be interested to see what I walk back into on Monday.
Place is on fire.
That's entirely possible. They told me to expect it, so that's pretty much where my. And I got a message midweek that they're cracking down on uniform shit because one of my guys, Black Friday came in sweatpants. We didn't even like neither my assistant or I ever noticed it, but like one of my general managers walked up to me and was like, "Yeah, that can't happen." And I'm like, "What? He was wearing sweatpants? You didn't even notice it?" I'm like, "No." But number one, he's been sick, so like even if he did, like this is not something I'm worried about.
Hmm.
If it happened for a good reason. Like this is not the hill I'm going to die on. Apparently, they started handing out like performance improvement plans on. I'm like, oh my god, please God, why? The hills you folks are dying on, I will never understand.
Yeah. It's like like I know way back when I was still in quality, after a certain point they were like, because there was a dress code like business casual or whatever.
Right.
So that makes sense, but eventually they were like, yeah, quality, you could just wear jeans every day, because even if a client comes in, they're not necessarily gonna come up and see us. Like we're on the third floor, we're the only ones on the third floor. Like, so just wear jeans,
If it's a continuous problem, yeah, I can see having like they just like suddenly took this zero tolerance stand of no, this won't happen anymore. If it does, there'll be consequences. I'm like, it happened once. And the kid's been utterly sick. I mean, like, not in a good place. Like, I'm not. This is like, as the guy in charge, like, no. And I refused. And I told my assistant, do not sign off on it. Demerits. I go, I refuse. I go, if they want to take it up with me, they can. I go, don't make them take the point. I go, I'm not. It's not a hill we're dying on.
Yeah. And like this is the first time that anyone's noticed it. It's like the fuck, like just give them a warning, like verbal warning, like yo, make sure you come in normal pants next time. Okay, thanks.
Given that the kid had spent the previous 3 days, actually, he'd spent the week of Thanksgiving throwing up, this was not a hill I was going to die on.
Yeah, that too. I'm like,
on Saturday, he was so sick, he was like, "Can I please go home?" I'm like, "Yeah, get better."
yeah. I'm not even like. Besides that, it's like you're not gonna give him like a yo, don't do that anymore. Thanks. Like you're not even gonna do that. You're just gonna be like, oh, nope, demerit, med point, nip. Like you're gonna die on the hill.
Quote, because we're not doing anything about it, they're gonna do something about it. I'm like, oh, for the love of God. My team is not the problem. They're not the problem.
Yeah.
they decided after, one of my guys had a day where he wasn't in uniform. Must be a huge problem. I'm like, I was like, they're lucky I'm on vacation, because if I had been there, I probably would have lit them on fire, because I watched every other department with these high school kids, and the kids aren't even close to being in uniform. They're wearing hats, they're wearing hoodies, and my guy comes in sweatpants one day, and now it's a problem. I'm like, oh, go away.
Yeah, I mean, at one point, like, I remember it was still a drug mart. Like, I was at, because, everybody had a cell phone in their pocket, right? It was,
Oh,
open
don't
secret,
even get
whatever.
me started on that shit. It's so stupid.
I know. So I look over and I see one of the cashier dudes, and you could tell exactly. His back was to me. I could tell what he was doing. I'm like,
right.
So and so. You might want to make it less obvious what you're doing before a manager comes along. I don't give a shit, but just And also, like, another girl, because we had these smocks, you could button up or not button up, and they had like little pockets, breast pocket, whatever. And so someone had taken it off and put it on a tote, because it was truck day, and we were all out there doing stuff. And I felt the phone in the pocket. I was like, who's this? And there was so it was mine. You may want to take the phone out of it. Just put it in your pocket.
Right.
I'm like, I don't give a shit if you have it with you. Just before a manager, I was like, you just be glad it's the manager picking this up, and the manager decided that they wanted to be an asshole about it, because we did have at least one assholes, like, or hard ass at least.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like, not necessarily asshole, but you know what I mean. Like, so I was like, just here. I don't want you getting written up.
My whole thing is, everybody seems to focus on heavy-handed men. I've never understood it, because, like, I've never seen any results with heavy-handedness. Like, soft touch always gets you the best results, and it seems like I'm screaming into the wind, because people are like, that's not, people get they'll run walk all over you. I'm like, no. You don't start with heavy hands. You start soft. Like, I always ask my guys, like, if they're on the phone, I'm like, something going on? You need to go? And they're like, no, it's just, my girlfriend won't leave me alone. I'm like, tell her you're busy. You'll get back to her. If it's an emergency, you can go take care of it. And that's usually the end of it.
I haven't worked a job in a while, so I don't know.
Rawr.
Ah. So scared.
Too spoopy, 5 me.
Yeah, it was funny, because I finally I decided because on Amazon, Shin Godzilla was like $3.99 or something like that. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll purchase it. And I started watching it because I follow someone on TikTok he's a really big Godzilla fan, and he had suggested, like, here, when you get a chance, watching Godzilla. And so I started watching it, and I'm like, and we were talking about, I was like, I prefer to watch it in the original Japanese and then use subtitles. But then again, the slightly off dub is like part of like the whole Godzilla experience. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, I could definitely tell, like, it's still off, but like they did okay, but like you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's still slightly off. But let me see here. When was it? Let me bring this up. Oop. Yo. So it was released in 2016. And when a massive guild monster appears from the deep, a ragtag team of volunteers cuts through a web of red tape to uncover the monster's weakness and its mysterious ties to a foreign superpower. But time is not on their side. So it's like, I just love like the pep talk when they first get it together. It's like, we're all lone wolves. People who go against the rules. I'm like Cupcake? I just started laughing. So I'm like, so cheesy.
Wait, what?
You know, lone wolf stuff like Cupcake.
I'm not a lone wolf. I'm a rock against the storm, please and thank you.
Oh, it's good with me. Good with me. But it was. I know I've been sharing the gifs because first time I saw it, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I'm like,
Right.
"Oh, it's the aquatic form." Okay, it's not quite Godzilla yet. It's like, okay, and yeah. So, but yeah, someone said it looks like it's got googly eyes. I'm like, yes, you're right. It's got googly eyes. And hold on a minute. Let me see if I can find it. Where was it? What were we talking about it? Oh yes. It's giving me evil sock puppet. I'm like, you're kind of right, because the way that the breath weapon comes out, like the mouth opens, is very, very different from like other iterations of Godzilla, at least in my opinion. Like most of the time when I think of Godzilla, I just think mouth open, out comes breath weapon, in like vaguely cone shape. This is jaw
Right.
unhinged, slightly open at the bottom, goes from cone fire to then superheats
A
into
beam.
a beam,
Yeah.
thin beam. I'm like,
The,
everything.
in the RP ideas, there's one where the monster rises in the horizon like totally stole that whole concept for him using a beam weapon, where he just what boom.
Yes, and then this one's got another beam weapon that comes out of its tail, and then a bunch of beams that shoot out of its back
Yeah, the scales,
scale thingies.
or ridges, whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it.
So, and of course, like the stealth bombers from the U.S. is like, yeah, payback time. I'm like, goodbye, motherfuckers. You're gonna die
Right.
too. Like, but it's like, yeah, it's got some the cheesy one-liners and shit. So I'm like, yeah, it's it's a Godzilla movie, and
Right.
So yeah. But it was, I was like, I see why it's like $3.99, $4, but it's still it's a Godzilla movie, so it fits the bill. And it's funny because I have the 2014 Godzilla from America on Vudu. Then I have here's my stuff. Show my stuff. Movies. Sort by A to Z, please. The fuck? Oh, I'm on a watch list. I'm like, this doesn't look right. Oh, that's why it doesn't look right. Because you're in your watch list and not in your actual like purchase movies. Godzilla King of the Monsters I have on Amazon. I think I have King Kong too, I think. Where is it? Prometheus. Kong Skull Island, sorry. And it was very interesting watching Kong Skull Island with another server because it was my second time watching it, so I could sit there and make comments about one of the actors because I knew what was happening. But yeah, I've got several of the. I think there's a couple of Godzillas on Netflix, something like that. But yeah. Now I also decided to break down and get the newest The Secret Garden from 2020. Mainly because the original of The Secret Garden that I grew up with, the Hallmark version, because there's one version, like you say The Secret Garden to people and they're like, oh, the one with Maggie Smith. Correct, but no. Like,
Dude, I remember my cousin watching that movie like non-stop when it came out on.
yeah. So you're correct, but the one that I grew up with was the Hallmark version that was specifically, and I didn't find this out until I was growing up.
Right.
It was filmed at Highclere, which is where Downton Abbey was filmed. And
Oh.
so at the end of that movie, the grown-up Colin is a young Colin Firth. And then in the newest The Secret Garden, Colin Firth is Mr. Craven.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just laughing because I'm like, oh my god, it's like full circle. He's back. But yeah. Ooh. Oh yeah, John Wick 3. I'm like, what? John Wick? Oh yeah, that's chapter 3. Chapter 4's not out yet. I'm just scrolling through my videos of my movies. I was like, what do I have? I haven't run through this in a while. Let's see here. Oh yes, Prometheus, which is where you learn spoilers, where you learn the origin of the alien species. Couple Resident Evils. The final two, it looks like. Sorry, I got a text from hubby. We've been texting each other all day. Yeah, it was just noted. I got reminded again. Amazon lately has been like sending me a lot of emails. Like, here's your the order. Like right after you order it, here's your order. Yada yada yada. Ooh, Black Adam, is that coming? Ooh. And then they're like, oh, it's on its way, it's shipped, and then it's like there's several. I'm like, I've never gotten this many emails from Amazon about orders before. I don't know if something happened or what.
Weird. What did you think of the new Secret Garden?
It was okay. Like, it was pretty good. I did like it. That one and the one that everybody remembers kind of goes into the fact that they're twins.
Mm-hmm.
More so than the mothers were twins, more so than the one I grew up with. It's like, I don't remember. I think I have the Secret Garden somewhere hanging around my house. I don't think so. It might be the Little Princess that I'm thinking of that I have as a book in my house. But I don't think I've ever read the book to actually say yeah, they were or I knew at least that they were sisters, obviously, since they're cousins. But I was like, oh yeah, they were twin sisters. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I watched it with a friend a couple months ago, I think. It was alright.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really remember the book that well, so I can't harp that much on anything.
Yeah. Of course,
Go ahead.
a bunch of the Star Trek movies. Looks like 1 through 6. So I was going through a Star Trek binge. Oh yes, this was Family Robinson that I grew up watching. We had taped on, taped from TV. That thing, the whole thing. And the original The Handmaid's Tale movie from the 90s. Yep. Let's see here. What else do I got? Thor Ragnarok. A lot of the times, like, I've been waiting until stuff comes out on video, and then if I feel like watching it, I'm like, okay. Like, I did that with Thor Ragnarok and Captain Marvel. I still have yet to see the whole entirety of Wonder Woman 1984, as it's on TV now, and hubby's been watching it, so I've been, like, catching it. I think I at least have the second Maleficent. Because I think the first Maleficent you can still watch on Disney+. I bought Legend, but I haven't watched it in quite a while. I still haven't gotten the third Fantastic Beast yet, because I'm not quite sure if I feel like supporting a turf and buying it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I haven't watched them. Also, I don't care anymore, so
That too.
I'm very
Oh, yeah, I
much
need
over
to.
the Harry Potter world.
Yeah. That too. Oh yeah, it's Birds of Prey.
They just kind of ran it into the ground.
Yeah.
And then
Like-
it came out she was transphobic, and I'm like, well, that makes that even easier.
Well, also, like, the epilogue play, like, I read the playwright book or whatever that came out after the play finished.
I did too.
Like, Harry Potter is a washed up cop is just such a weird dichotomy.
Yeah, I think the entire fandom was like, do you realize you could have closed the goddamn circle and made him the Defense Against the Dark Arts professor? Hello, he's the best. He's got to be the best at that fucking job. Like, hello.
Yeah,
Like, you made him the magic cop. Like
not only the magic cop, but he became the chief. Like, he's like a burnt out police officer.
yeah.
Like, they claim the Auras aren't, they're like more like the FBI or whatever, but I'm like basically he plays up like the burnt, and like there's like the whole thing with his son being gay, and it's just like, oh my god, what the hell are we watching? Reading. Like, if I'd gone to the play, that would have been the most awkward thing, not knowing anything about what the story was going to be about. Just be like, what the hell is going on? All I remember thinking is like the book is in my room somewhere here, and like I'll never ever read it again. Like, I read it once and I was like, that was the dumbest thing I've ever read. Like, I was excited because, like, you know, what happens when Harry Potter grows up and like finds a job? Like, what's he gonna do? Like, it was kind of like in the books they prefaced that like he had a aptitude, but like everybody's burnt, like everybody's washed up, burned out. Like, I get it, like that's part of being an adult, but like horrifying. Like, nobody's happy. Nobody in that book ends up happy. Everybody ends up fucked up. It's like, that is not like you wrote the epilogue in book 7, and it's like, it was the bravest man I ever knew. And they cut to the epilogue and like the the Lost Child or whatever. And it's like, I'm a burnt out cop and I hate people, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah. See, and that's because I know we've excuse me, a few writers and I have had this similar discussions about Overwatch lore, because Overwatch has a similar problem with like lore and backgrounds and like timelines and shit. Like, and us sitting there going like, why are you straight washing some of these characters when it's like legitimately like, what the fuck? Like, why are you gay baiting? Like,
because they're a major corporation, publicly traded on the stock market.
And money. Yes, that and money. So we're like, that's what fan fiction is for. you fill in the blanks and you fix things. So I'm like, at some point, I don't know if I'm ever.
You're not fixing anything. It's make believe. They're
Oh, no shit.
fictional characters. It'd be like me shipping Sonic the Hedgehog and Mario. It's not real. All they care about is the money. Sorry. Anyway.
Oh no shit.
I mean, I've read that.
I was about to say, I'm like, if I look hard enough at AO3, I'm gonna fucking find
I'm not
Sonic
saying
and
it doesn't
Mario.
exist. What I'm saying is the people who own the characters are always going to take the blandest, safest route
Yeah,
for the characters because they do
Exactly.
not want to be litigated.
exactly. Like,
And I quote, they changed races in D&D to species. It's not wrong, but it's the clear finding of a company that doesn't want to be sued.
Mhm.
exactly. Like their little thing of, we're going to acknowledge that what this creator did is wrong, and we're gonna change the name of the character.
Right.
Well, great, but not fucking enough. But that's all they're gonna do because they're a major fucking corporation, and that's all they're gonna fucking do. So, yeah.
What's more than his namesake turned out to be an absolute piece of garbage from what I understood.
Yeah, it's a little bit more than that, but I was like,
Whoa, more than a piece of garbage. He's a monster.
exactly.
Oh. Like, I don't pay attention to Overwatch because it's to me it's the same thing as like people like getting into it about like the lore of Mortal Kombat. I'm just like, yeah, okay, great, whatever. I'll be okay.
Yeah, so I'm one of those people. I do not play the game. I couldn't give a shit about. Well, I can give a shit, but in terms of like
Right.
playing the game, I don't care. I'm like, you giving us little bits and pieces of like via the stories and the
Right.
comics and stuff gives us a little bit more information for me to work with, so I can make my own made up
Right.
fucking stories. Because I've got headcanons based on other headcanons
Right.
based that's on other fanfiction. So I'm like, I'm just looking at you guys as, okay, there's a wiki on fandom, the fandom wiki page, and if I need like something specific, like their height, how old they are, I'll go there and be like, okay, so loose background, where did this character come from in terms of the loose timeline, and go from there. So, yeah, like I said, fanfiction is something that is completely just, like Cupcake said, completely fake. Not real, but still, it's like loosely based on this fandom lore. So,
My issue is when people are like, but we've shipped them as gay. They're not gay. But we ship. I don't care. They've made a decision, whether you like it or not. Not towards you. I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
like, it's like people. It's weird enough when people ship fictional characters. It's even stranger when they ship like live human beings.
Yeah,
Which
that's something
you
that I'm
really
like,
shouldn't
yeah,
Well, I
that's
mean, like,
something.
it doesn't hurt anybody if it's inside your head, but like, definitely not something you should proselytize.
Yeah, that's just something where it's like, I'm okay with shipping characters. But it's like, it starts getting weird for me when you're like, oh, I'm shipping the actors who portray those characters. The fuck? Those are real people, you know, because I know a streamer that I follow a lot and watch his streams a lot. He's talked about it several times where it's like, people forget that, like, me and other streamers, we're real people. Like, and they'll come in and say very hateful things and hurtful things and stuff like that to try to tilt me. And it's like, you do know that I'm a real person, right? I'm not just some random person. Like, because he usually streams with, like, he'll have the green screen in the background with the game
Right.
projected over it,
Yeah.
and then, like, you'll see his, like, upper body, head, and arms and stuff, and, you know, so you can still see him, but it's like, guys, you do realize there's people on the other end of these things,
Like,
right?
it's really, like, in some ways, like, this sounds terrible, and I'm so sorry, but there's no way for me to verbalize this any other way. like in some ways, I worry about the rise of VTubers because people are already socially isolated enough that like we're seeing a lot more unhealthy psychosis coming out of people like in parasocial interactions with, like VTubers.
Mm-hmm.
Like real people is weird enough when viewers are a little too intense, let's just say. But it gets really bizarre with like the VTubers. And then you have the stuff where like people that collab regularly get shipped together, and that's bizarre enough.
Yeah, that
And then
is
the
a little
stuff
bit
where
bizarre.
so and then the stuff where like streamers are actually married, and they're like people are weirded out by that. I'm like, wait. They'll ship them to different people, but you'll completely ignore the fact that they're in a committed, happy relationship with another human being.
Apparently.
I accidentally got exposed to there's a V Shoujo streamer named Natasha Nanners, who is dating a guy called Lord Aethel. They're both streamers, but they've been doing live streams. And I was telling Kiki about this. Like they did an MRE tasting thing, and her being a VTuber, like she doesn't exactly want. He does both, but she's mostly just live VTubing. And so she was wearing they were in like camo gear, and she had a ghillie suit on. And I noticed when she raised her hand to take a glass from him, like this didn't bother me, but I watched like you're watching like the live chat replay. She has a ring on her left hand in a very particular spot, and the whole chat went fucking ballistic. Completely disregarding the fact that these two people are dating, are in a relationship together. I'm like, I saw it and I kind of laughed a little bit, but I'm reading the chat, like they're getting angry because like all their dreams are shattered.
Yeah, because they also do the self-insert, like, oh, such and me are in like shipper and or like the VTuber
That
or whatever.
is
It's like
so unhealthy.
oh yes,
Yes.
and it's like we're in a
So
relationship,
unhealthy.
and it's like no, the fuck you're not. Like, yeah, I've maybe like when I was growing up, like daydreamed about certain actors, but that's fucking daydreaming. Like that's something that is like I never took it beyond like the inside my head shit. Like,
Well, and my whole thing is like, go be like this sounds. I'm so sorry. This I don't know how else to say this. Go be a person that somebody like that would want to interact with. Like,
yeah,
if like if these are the kind of people you dream of meeting, go become somebody interesting that you might meet somebody like that.
yeah,
I get it. People have hang-ups, people have mental illness, people have shit going on. I'm not like I'm not like I don't mean that like as a wholesale thing. I just mean like a generalized statement like become somebody interesting. Pick up a hobby. Like be somebody worth being interested. And God knows what, maybe you'll meet somebody like that.
mm-hmm.
But that requires effort and self, and looking within, and I don't want to do that. I'm an incel.
Damn, really? I never took you for an incel.
Not me.
I mean, you're the one
Jackass.
saying it. I'm just following up with your statement. Never took you for a red pillar.
My camera just fell.
Apparently, I thought you threw your camera. I was like, oh shit, let's get angry.
Ah, the claw! The claw! Sorry. Had to throw back.
Okay.
There you go.
Whoops.
Oopsie.
I legitimately thought you threw your camera in a fit of rage. I was like, damn! I just fucking strike a nerve as hard as I could.
No.
Like, shit!
I'm alright. No, all I did was slightly move something on my desk and
Right.
my camera went whoosh.
Oh
Insult-
yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Guess what? Indiana Jones 4 is coming out.
What's up?
Indiana Jones 4 is
Oh
coming
yeah,
out.
no, it's like the dial of time or something like that.
Dial of Destiny, yeah.
Where they're
Dial of
gonna
Destiny.
de-age him.
No, he's old. It's after World War II.
No, but they're still de-aging him. It's not,
Yeah, whatchamacallit is non-canon now.
yeah.
Crystal Skull.
Third one.
Yeah. Fourth one.
The third one with the aliens.
Third one's still true because this one takes place right at the end of World War II, so it's
Yeah.
because or technically Crystal Skull takes place after this because it's communist in the 50s in Crystal Skull.
Yeah, so technically it's still within the timeline, but everyone,
Right.
I think the entire fandom went, we're gonna forget this one.
Well,
It's just like everyone was like, we're gonna forget the Batman with the nipples.
well, it's not like they can go through with their plans. Shia LaBeouf turned out to be a total jackass.
I thought he came back from that, or did he just end up
No,
being?
he keeps blowing himself up.
Oh,
If it's
like
not,
he's
go ahead.
Yeah. No, it's like he sounds like he's trying to be a better person, but he just can't help his own nature, kind of thing.
Yeah. He's just an angry man.
Well, I mean, it's not unusual for child stars to have
Yeah.
issues. Like it's
He's
The
not
number
like
of child-
Yee's level of angry, but yeah.
right. Well, he's in need of severe psychiatric help. Like, there's
Well, he went on Alex Jones and said, "I love Hitler."
yeah,
Yeah.
like he's
So he was gonna buy Parlor and that went out because of what he said, because apparently they even have standards.
right,
And then he got
Well-
kicked off Twitter again.
right.
So apparently, also Kanye, or excuse me, Yee, got kicked off of Twitter because he was allowing banned users to use his Twitter. But
Oh.
I follow another creator on TikTok and Twitter, and I saw a video on Twitter from this guy, and apparently, hashtag freedom of speech, and there was like a star that incorporated the swastika, and it's like, I know the swastika is not just the Nazis.
Well,
but
the
at this
Nazis
point-
ruined it.
Yeah, the Nazis ruined it for everybody else. So it was like, the fuck is Kanye doing? Like, and it's like, the fuck? And, what's his face? I can't remember his name. Crap. I can't remember. It was one of the hosts of one of the shows. But, he was like, I don't have a beef with Kanye. Because I love Kanye. I grew up listening to Kanye. I love Kanye's music. What I have an issue with is that Kanye is specifically showing signs of mental illness, and no one is helping him. It's like, I'm like, you're right. No one's helping him. Everyone is watching the fucking flaming train wreck that is his, like, social media feeds and interviews.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least he's finally divorced.
Yeah, I'm so glad Kim was like, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. So 1 second, I'm gonna switch to mobile here really quick.
Okay.
All right. But yeah, I think Kim finally was like, I think it was Kim,
Yes.
was finally like,
his brand of cray cray, I need to get away from. I need to get the kids away from. I
Well,
think she finally was like, I've had enough. At least that's my interpretation of it. I don't know if that's actually what happened. But I think she was finally like, I need to get away from this crazy, like, even though like her life might be crazy and I don't know about her mental health, but at least like it was like, yeah, it's time for me to get away from this guy. His brand of crazy is a little dangerous. Hi, Stinky.
well,
So
he has admitted to being bipolar, not which kind of bipolar. I would argue probably one, because I think we're seeing manic episodes.
okay, I don't know much, if anything, about bipolar.
I'm bipolar 1, so that's the only reason I'm stating that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he needs help, and not Hollywood help, actual help.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to go to like a rest center or whatever. He needs a therapist, medication, and probably a help group.
On
Yeah.
the basis that he commits suicide within a decade.
Mm,
If he doesn't get the help that Kiki said, I wouldn't be surprised.
He's not going to.
yeah,
No.
I think he stated he's not getting help. When he finally came out with that, what was that,
Yeah,
like
that's
5 years ago?
Right.
yeah, that's just
Oh, and yeah, isn't he running for president?
or something.
Theoretically?
He's hypothetically, yeah. He said
Yeah.
something. I'm gonna run for president. Who knows how true that is? You know,
Yeah.
which I can say like, yeah, yeah. You could tell kids, oh, you could be anything you want, even president. Not everyone should be president. Nope. Yeah, you could be president if you're native to the United States. Like, Arnold Schwarzenegger cannot become president, obviously. But it's like, not everyone has. Like, I'm not saying that no one cannot become president. You know what I mean? Like, but I think Trump emphasized that like, not everyone has the right mindset or skill set or something, combination of both, where they are able to be a competent president. Not saying like other presidents have been great or have been figureheads for political interests and lobbyists and whatever, but it's like never before have I been actually physically scared that our president was gonna light off World War III with one wrong tweet
Mm-hmm.
before. Like, at least even if the presidents weren't exactly the smartest crowns in the fucking box, they at least listened to their fucking advisors who said, don't piss off North Korea, don't piss off Iran, etc., etc. You know what I mean? But that's just my little rant. I'm like, I don't. Each election, everyone is caught between a rock and a fucking hard place. Because, yeah. Anyways. What else is going on?
Things and stuff. Like that black hole they made. Not black hole, wormhole? Hang on, let me open it. Scientists say they have made a mini wormhole in the quantum realm.
Ooh.
Which just sounds neat.
Yeah.
I mean, we're moving ever forward towards quantum hardware, so I guess a wormhole is one way to go. I don't know what use it has, but I'm not a scientist. I'm not good enough at math.
Yeah. Oh yeah, hubby got licensed to practice law in North Carolina.
Woo!
And he's getting sworn in Tuesday? Monday or Tuesday. So I'm going with flying out Tuesday or Monday and coming back, or Monday morning and then coming back Tuesday evening.
Yay for hubby.
Yay.
Party!
Yes. And so thankfully, I think it's one of those reciprocity state things where he didn't have to retake the bar exam for North Carolina to apply for practicing law. Like all he had to do was like submit an application, references, etc., etc. Oh. And then they got back to him. Oh no, someone is walking by Baxter's house.
Oh no!
It's so horrible, guys. It is so horrible, guys. Someone was walking past my house. Oh. I thought it was the Amazon guy. And we got packages coming.
Today is what, Friday? Do I have packages coming?
Yes.
Let's find out. Yes, I do. The mom's Christmas presents are coming today. I don't know that I'm gonna bother to wait until Christmas to give them. They're just new.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a couple more things, and then I'm gonna start boxing things up to send out to California. Yeah, my nephew is he's getting multiple things, but like it's all in one box. Because I'm like, okay, he has a Switch, so I'm like, Amazon Switch accessories, and then found like package deal, like a couple controllers, controller covers, the little joystick controller things. There's covers for those. There's at least one like car steering wheel controller thing.
Ooh.
So there's that. I'm like, well, he can get one big package, and then a book. And my niece is getting a few like dance related things. Like I got her a nice water bottle, stuff to, because there's things where it's like it's a set of bobby pins and like things to like wrap around your bun to help out with like, you know, dance recitals, and then like a little makeup case thingy that's fabric that says "I dance. What's your superpower?" And then she's getting The Hobbit. So, so, and and then also like a nice smelly soap. My sister-in-law is getting a nice smelly soap, and then I got her at least a like Yeti wine cup. And I can't remember if I also got her like a little makeup bag thing. I can't remember. Hold on, let me see. I'm like, I can't remember this shit. Oh, yeah, it's the same person you barked at. Thank you. Yes, it's a makeup bag. It says first the makeup, then the justice, and it comes with a little fold-out mirror that says "Best Lawyer Ever." She's also a lawyer. So, ooh. And then a couple of compasses for Eagle Scouts for my brothers. I just got. All right, whatever. Sorry, I could have sworn I got like a Discord notification. I was like, "Where is it?" Oh, I can't find it. Anyways, so like one or two things, and then send them out and shit. Hi, are you guarding the house, good sir? Or are you guarding the house? Maybe.
Hi.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, sausage. So I'm the sausage. I'm the boss. This is my butt rub two-step. Oh, all right. Yeah, I know you like to bark at everyone. Yes. All right, how about we go outside and you do business? Come on. It's been a while. Go on. Oh. Yeah, my feet were so hot last night that my toes were pink.
Oh wow.
I was like, phew, geez. I was like, yeah, this is why I don't wear shoes and socks in the house, or even just socks in the house. Because occasionally, this is how hot my feet get. It's like my toes look pink. Like I just took a hot shower. I'm not cool yet, but I didn't take a shower. So it's like, yes, this is why I go barefoot all the time. Do business. Think.
Yeah, Ringo's still under the covers.
Hmm.
He will probably spend most of the day there.
Yeah, I knew it was a while since he had been out. So I'm like, let's let him out. Let him do his little sniffy routine. Find, the perfect spot to pee.
Mm-hmm. It's got to be just right.
All that jazz. Yep.
Mm.
All right, come on back in.
Ooh, pardon.
Let's go, Sarah, Sarah.
No, I refuse. No pardon.
Oh no, whatever shall I
Request
do?
denied, huh? You speak inside.
Hmm.
Yes.
There
Thank
was really
you.
some demons over there. I don't know what you want from me. Ugh.
All right, what time be it? All right, got 5 more minutes. Oh, fuck. Another cramp. Mm. Cause fuck that shit. Think. Hi. You can go up the 3 stairs. Guys, I try to tell people I can't go up the 3 stairs. It's so hard. Come on up. Thank you, see. It wasn't hard. Yeah. We basically trained him out of going up the big stairs. because back problems.
Yeah.
Lately, it's like he'll sit there at the bottom of the 3 little stairs. And it's like, dude, you can still do those, but no, you can do it. Okay, fine. So sometimes you have to go down the stairs and go behind him and say, "Go on up." And then finally he's like, "Okay, can I go?" Yeah, I'm talking about you. Yes.
Yeah, I'm still considering getting some bed stairs for Ringo so he can get up and down by himself.
Oh.
He can still get down by himself, but he can't get up. He's an old man now, so.
Yeah. That reminds me of Eggnog and I think Igloo, the bulldogs who have their own little house at the end of the bed. Like they can go under it and through it, and then they can walk up the ramp to sit on the bed.
Man, if I had room for something like that, that'd be great.
Ooh. I mean, technically, we have room for something like that, but Baxter's easy enough to pick up.
Well, yeah, he's such a little guy.
Oh. 13 pounds for like 2 seconds.
I think my cat weighs more than your dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phantom's like 18 pounds? Maybe more? He's a fatty.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we try to tell Baxter when he barks at the outside cats. Because, like, they're as big as or bigger than you. They will kick your ass. And he's still like, it's like, we're not letting you out.
I was on the pug server earlier, and they were talking about, like, average size of a pug, like 15, 20 pounds. And the one guy's like, what are you talking about? My pug Charlie's 37 pounds. I'm like, oh, that's a big pug. He shows a picture. No, it's just a big pug. Not fat, just big. Like, probably nearing up to the size of, like, a bulldog.
Oh, wow, that's a big pug.
Yeah. What?
Not quite
Who
as
is there?
husky. Like, bulldogs are stouter, so they're heavier.
Yeah.
Bulldogs are anywhere from 60 to 80 pounds, but they're a lot bigger. Not height-wise, just they're a bigger, heavier dog.
Yeah, if you hear of a dachshund that's like 20 to 30 pounds, that's the standard.
That's a big dachshund. They do exist.
The minis are more popular.
Right.
But, so you don't necessarily see the standard dachshunds, but the standard dachshunds are about beagle size, 20 to 30 pounds.
Right.
Much deeper voice.
Yeah.
I mean, Baxter has a loud, deep voice for a small dog.
Right.
But it's like, and then you hear a standard sized dachshund bark and you're like, shit.
Right.
Motherfucker, like, hi. So maybe next time I might say, hey, let's get a standard dachshund.
Right.
But, oh. Because I would just, what time is it? Goddamn, 3:10. I gotta go back. How am I gonna finagle this? Turn that off. But yeah, right now, like, if we move, like, because we don't have a fenced in backyard, and right now the backyard is not really designed to really be fenced in.
Right.
So like I would feel uncomfortable getting a bigger dog, like a medium to large size dog. Like for me, a large dog is like, or a larger dog is like the labs, the boxers. I know sometimes they're not really considered large dogs, but for me, it's like, oh, they're large. So, like, they can bully you over if you're not careful. So, like, having one of those dogs, I would not necessarily wrong thing. I would be actually taking them to the dog park more often because I'm like, we can't exactly let them out and let them run around. You know what I mean? Like, so Baxter, it's easy enough. He can zoom me around the house and get his exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Right? 1 second.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back. Is it, like I said, it's easy enough for Baxter like get his zoomies in around the house, and take him for a walk every like once or twice a week.
Mm-hmm.
Like larger dog, I would want to walk them more. All that jazz. I mean, sometimes even like higher energy, smaller dogs, you have to do the same thing. But yeah. All right. Anyways, incoming call. All right, we're not supposed to open those anymore. Before I delete. Mighty Pete. All right, just wanted to send a message off because we've gotten a few voicemails that apparently are viruses because all of a sudden it was like, guys, change your passwords. Oh, all right. Whoops.
Oh, I don't know who this person is. Okay.
Alrighty. Oh, someone deleted it. All right. I was like, I didn't delete it. All of a sudden it disappeared. I'm like, this is a shared inbox. So I was like, oh, it disappeared. Oh, hi. I'm at work. I can't chase you. Go get it.
But
Go get it. Yeah, you're the one who nudged it away. You go get it. Oh, you got a ham. What's such a ham? Aw. Oh, really? I can get it for like 2 seconds. Not gonna chase after you, Stink. He's doing his usual play with toy before eating ritual.
mm,
All right, time for another ibuprofen.
yay, pain pills.
Yeah. Yes, getting tipsy is not going to make me forget the goddamn problem. Yes, I know I left early. I know, I hear you, Stink. Wait, in 2 minutes, 3 minutes, okay. It's like, oh, leave early. I'm like, I know, I left early yesterday. Yeah. I'm like, yesterday was not fun. I did not want to leave early. No.
Apparently, somebody is sending bloody packages of animal eyes to Ukrainian embassies across Europe. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's my reaction.
Like, yeah, that's just it. There's no letter, no nothing. Just here, have some animal eyes.
Intimidation. That's all it is. Just your ass is grass. We're gonna take your country.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're not. They're sure as hell gonna try.
Yeah.
Ukrainians are gonna wipe out an entire generation of Russian men, and beyond anything else, that's country.
And who knows, maybe that was part of the plan to begin with.
No, it wasn't. The plan, their plan was that they were going to take Ukraine in 2 weeks, and basically he pushed too hard, and now he can't back down. They've acquired the original paperwork. It was the original plan was 10 days, kill the president, take the country, and it didn't happen because it turned out that basically every Western country, the United States, was willing to supply them with every advanced piece of equipment that they could possibly want.
Yeah.
It became clear very quickly that the Russians don't have the countermeasures to deal with a high-tech country in which 35-ish% of their GDP comes from medium industry, which is a nice way of saying armaments.
Yeah. It's called don't screw around with people who are friends with people who spend billions, if not trillions of dollars on armaments and war and basically being the police force of the entire world. Cough, cough, United States, cough, cough.
They planned on the United States staying the fuck out of the conflict. Which, for all intents and purposes, we did. Just not in the way they were hoping.
Yeah. Oh, you
They
need
didn't think
weapons?
Well, they didn't think we were going to even do that because they thought Donald Trump was going to win re-election.
Mm-hmm.
They thought the Republicans were going to take the House and the Senate, which they didn't. I can tell you right now, if they shut off the tap to the Ukraine when they take Congress in January, they'll never, ever be re-elected.
Yep.
I'd like to think that even like the most America of rednecks likes to think that America helps out people. And that if they decide that, oh, hey, we're going to stop helping Ukraine. What the fuck? Yeah.
Except the general consensus they've been getting is nobody really gives a fuck.
Yeah.
America barely
Like
gives a fuck when it's our own people.
Right. They're more worried about the brown people that are taking their jobs and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Fucking country.
Well, it's really interesting too because they show they've shown multiple times if you went to even districting, like square districts, that the far right would be basically voted out of office. But what do I know? I'm just a village idiot.
Totally unrelated, but said village idiot watched The Batman yesterday. What did he feel about that?
It's the worst movie I've ever seen. May I never waste 3 hours of my life again. I'm not gonna lie, like when I saw that it was almost 3 hours long, I was like, holy shit, what the hell are they going to do for 3 hours? They actually managed to keep it together for the entire movie. It was really good. I actually really enjoyed it. I was never bored. I was never like, oh my god, when are we gonna get this over with? I will admit that we were at about the 2 hour and 15-minute point. I'm thinking like, what the hell are they gonna do for the next 45 minutes? And then they had that whole last act, and I was just like, holy shit. And the entire scene in the asylum is so very Batman.
So very Batman.
Behold, you're just like me. We're two sides of a coin, and he's just like, you're sick. You're gonna die alone here, unknown.
And then he just starts losing his shit over how that's not how this was supposed to go.
Right.
Such a good movie. I'm seeing it the second time. I still hold that it's a really fucking good movie, and a lot of more people should watch it.
Yeah,
Which
no,
movie
it's
is this?
The Batman.
the new
Oh.
Batman.
Is that the Tim Burton one?
No.
Oh my god, the new one.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is how I've. Okay, so sorry.
Yes, yes, Mish, the one from 1989.
Hey. Now is Mr. Patterson a better young
Oh, he's amazing.
Bruce
He's
than?
very good.
Okay, so he's a better, as good of a young Bruce as Christian Bale was.
Better, much better.
Okay.
The one thing that blew my mind a little bit, which isn't like spoilers, but like he's not on good terms with Alfred at the beginning of the movie. Like, it's hostile.
Well, I'm not surprised. I mean, look at who Bruce grows up to be. He, you know, yes, he looks relatively adjusted, but you know underneath that there's a shitload of paranoia and unresolved issues. Like,
Mish, he spends the vast majority of the movie out of the Batman suit looking completely haggard.
well, I'm not like I'm saying like the later iterations of Bruce, when Bruce is like in his 30s and 40s. Like, I'm not saying about the Batman right now that just came out with Robert Pattinson. I'm saying like when he's all grown up and maybe has a better, quote unquote, better relationship with Alfred. Like right now, he's still the angry teen, angry young man. I am angry at the world.
No, Mish. No, he's in his 30s.
Really?
Yes.
No, he's not.
Fuck. In the Batman?
He spent his 20s training.
Well, yeah, but he's only been the Batman for like 2 years.
Okay, so he's 30 years old.
Yeah.
But you also have to think like he basically, so Alfred raises him, right?
Right.
And he's been part of the Wayne family for years. If you take into account the Pennyworth TV show, Alfred met Thomas when they were like in their 30s, or at least maybe late 20s, early 30s. So, like, and they fought together. They like Pennyworth, like Alfred actually like helped save Thomas way back when, like
Right.
30 years ago or whatever, from the original, like where we first meet Bruce. So it's like they're buddies. So, and there has to be enough time for Alfred to get out of MI6 to retire, quote unquote. Because I don't think Alfred never really retires. Like, you know, your Secret Service, you're probably never fully retired.
Right.
But again, that's another. So to retire and become their butler in the United States, and then for Bruce to be them to get married, for Bruce to be born, and then you know them to get killed. So Alfred already considers himself as like maybe not an authority figure, but like a paternal figure. Especially once the Waynes die and he has to bring up Bruce.
Without
So
getting too into it, that's a big part of the thing is, you're not my father, Alfred. I know I'm not. I just tried my best.
yeah, it's like, I know I'm not Thomas, I'm not your dad, but I also care about you as a human being, as someone who is a like a surrogate son figure, because as far as I know, Alfred has no children. As far as I know.
Their first interaction after like the intro Batman I Am Vengeance, like when he's back in the thing and Alfred comes down to see him, is like, it basically boils down to, you're not my father, get off my balls, leave me alone. I'm just like, holy shit.
There's still some anger there. So basically, to continue my point, like, Bruce, basically, as far as my understanding of this goes, because I watched some pieces of episodes of the animated series. I haven't really read the comics. I watched most of the movies. Bruce basically, like, once he turns 18, drops off the face of the earth, and goes traveling, and basically looks at Alfred, goes deuces, double bird, and pieces off into like ship. And so Alfred has to sit there for at least a decade, wondering, is he alive, is he dead, what the fuck, and basically having to run the Wayne estate in his absence, because it's like, okay, where's Bruce? He's traveling, he's finding himself. Like, basically that's probably what Alfred has to say. Master Wayne is traveling the world, you know, he decided to, you know, go around the world and make some acquaintances, business part, whatever. So he has to lie, because he's like, I don't know where the fuck Bruce is. Like, what the fuck? Did you see him when he left here? So he left as an angry boy, basically. Came back as a well-trained, angry man.
Right.
Because you know he didn't get any therapy. And it's very up in the air for discussion as to whether he actually gets therapy once he actually evens out, if he even evens out, quote unquote. So it's like, I'm not surprised that, you know, Bruce comes back.
It's just weird for me for Batman to spend basically the entire movie looking at Alfred. He's a problem in his way that needs to be taken.
It's very important to the development of
the character
that it happens that way.
Oh, I can understand that, and I'm glad that they went that way, because it's like with the Christian Bale version, we kind of see the angriness in like the first one in the like flashbacks, but it's more of like emo angry, like, you know, not, you can see it there, but it's more like a little boy anger inside of a grown man, which kind of is what's going on, sort of. But at least it sounds like with this one, it's like he not only left with trauma, he came back with trauma.
Well, I mean, Batman exists because Bruce Wayne is traumatized, like, and never gets over it. That's the entire reason why Batman exists, is his persona.
Yeah, he never gets over it. And actually, I might have to find this, because I follow a creator on TikTok who does a lot of Batman stuff and DC stuff. Big nerd, big comic book nerd, reads all the comic books. So he talked in a recent video I watched. He talks about like people saying, "Oh, Jason Todd hates Tim Drake," and he's like, "No,
No.
no. He's like, no. It's like Jason doesn't hate Tim. Jason hates the fact that Bruce has not changed the way he does things. He's like, you chose another child to be a child fucking soldier. Put him in the same goddamn uniform that
Right.
and the same goddamn job that killed me. And so that shows that Bruce has not changed. So if I have to be the bad guy to make sure Tim Drake does not die, fine. I'm gonna make him quit. So like I'm like that actually makes sense. Like I don't, like I said, I don't follow along with a lot of the comics or the the interwebs, but I'm like that makes sense.
The entire existence, like basically the entire Bat family exists as different aspects of what makes Batman Batman. Because like they all exemplify some part of the whole of why Batman is the Dark Knight. And let's be dead honest, Jason Todd is vengeance.
Yeah.
He's the literal dark horse of their group. Because he's the one that the means justify the ends. It doesn't matter to him what they have to do. Like they talk about this in Under the Red Hood, where like there's the whole thing at the end where Jason Todd has tied up the Joker, and it's like, fuck you, filth. He shouldn't exist. He shouldn't be allowed to live. Batman's going like, if we kill him, we're no better than. He goes, you let him do this to me, and he's like, I cannot forgive you for. And all that stuck out to me is the Joker going, party pooper, no cake for you.
I mean, a little bit in Tim Drake's defense. He wanted to be Robin, so he figured out who Batman was.
Right.
He wasn't just some poor orphan soul.
Right. What makes the whole Bat family strong is that in the end, all of them are there for each other, and it makes them stronger people.
What is that comic called? There's a great webtoon that's supposedly being made into series about Batman and the Bat family. What's it called?
Okay, sorry about that. I'm sorry, Cupcake. You were just explaining what they were talking about in Under the Red Hood, and I had to take a phone call.
Oh, just the whole thing at the end of Under the Red Hood, where they talk about the origin of Jason Todd becoming the Red Hood. Of at the very end when Jason Todd's got Joker tied up, and Batman finds them, and he's like, he's scum. He can't be allowed to live. And like he basically hands Batman a pistol. We have to end this. He's like, no, if we do that, we won't be any better than him. He's like, he basically says something along the lines of, it's not even that you allowed him to live, it's that you allowed him to continue to do what he did to me to other people. He can't be allowed to live. And what stuck out to me was Joker just sitting there going, party pooper, no cake for you.
Yeah, I'm like that's my thing. Like I can admire Batman's morals in that regard. Not wanting to kill. I can admire that. I can, like I understand. But I also get where Jason's coming from, where it's like, dude, after the first 5 times Joker broke out of Arkham, that should have told you he is smart enough and clinically insane enough. You need to kill him to make sure he is no longer the threat to society that he is. And the fact that you have not is a failure on your part to defend the citizens of Gotham as the Bat.
But then he wouldn't be the Bat.
Right.
Agreed. So it's like, if you cannot do it, someone else will. Kind of indicating like, that someone else may be me.
The comic's called Batman Wayne Family Adventures. It's great. If you it's updates every Thursday. It's on Webtoons, which is an app you can get on your phone. Uh, and I think they're making a TV show out of it. I think I read that somewhere. Either way, it's wonderful. It's both a mixture of dark, depressive, lighthearted. It talks more about the family as a whole
Cool.
and how all the little Robins and Batgirls and Batwomans and whatnot interact with each other.
Right.
Yeah, I actually have a Pinterest board. Let me go find it. I have one for Batman specifically,
Mm-hmm.
Batman stuff, but then I also have one Bat Fam.
Right.
So, like, let's see here. Let me find an interesting one. Oh, well, one's about Harleen and Bruce. Let's see here.
Right.
Let me find. So basically, like Bruce Wayne and Harleen being in the same med school and they're friends, but no one, not even themselves, are sure how they get along. And then the next response from them is like, Batman being forced to solve a case with Harley Quinn. You're my punishment for dropping out of med school. Harley Quinn making the connection between this edgy goth man bat and the edgy goth med student who she suffered all-nighters with. Bruce Wayne! I'm like, so that's like hilarious that like Harley just goes, holy shit, you're Bruce Wayne, just figuring it out like that. Let me see here. Oh, that's cute. I got like cute pictures and like clips from like the comics.
That was
And
that was one. Anyway.
Hmm.
Well, I didn't want to give away any part of the end of the movie, but I was just thinking
Oh.
that whole thread that isn't really resolved.
Mm-hmm.
you've all heard of Batman accidentally uses his suave playboy voice instead of his intimidating growly one while interrogating a thug. But now I present to you, Batman accidentally uses his tired dad TM voice. I've been working on this case for 76 hours straight, Batman. Sigh. What did you do? Suddenly guilty feeling Riddler. I can explain. Like, oh yes, I love this. Like, the Batman villains are like, oh, that we can pull up to Wayne Manor is defenseless, and then Alfred just racks AK-47 and is like, pull up, bitch. Thank you for calling.
I forget what cartoon it is, but there's the whole thing where they assault Wayne Manor and Alfred basically shotguns a couple thugs. They're like, I thought you guys were against guns. It's like, no, Batman's against guns. I'm totally fine. Chunk chunk.
You guys can't hear that, can you?
Hear what?
Okay. My husband is behind the is in bed behind me snoring. He has to close tonight, the poor thing.
Oh God! Again, another night of.
He's gonna
Like you said,
he's gonna be closing for a while.
because again, they're in need of more help.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But also, like, what I shared points out, like, there's also something I don't share with Master Wayne. A code against killing, motherfucker! Like, I will blast your ass out of the stratosphere. Like, I'm gonna have to find this thread because it's a great thread where it's like a writing prompt type of thing where it's like you can like writing prompt you can see like how dangerous people are on like a scale of 1 to 10, and then it goes into like the Justice League, and it's like your jaw drops because you see Clark Kent and he's a 9 or a 10 or whatever, and you're like, and then all of a sudden you drop your mug and you can't believe it, Brucey Wayne is a 9. And then it's like your jaw drops again because Clark Kent's friend, Miss Prince, is visiting, and you've never seen an 11 before. And then it goes along, and you're like, oh my god, this kid with Bruce Wayne is a 7, and like, and
Oh,
then
yes.
finally ends with like you see a car pull up, and there's a 10 or like a 15, like an insanely high number, like a 15 to 20 hovering over the driver's seat, and it's implicated that it's Alfred driving the
Right.
car, because it's like, because he knows all the shit, like all the shit. So
I
it's like
love-
he's the most dangerous.
Wasn't it like, doesn't like they see Bruce Wayne and he's a 10 and they're like, how the what? How
Yeah,
the
how-
hell?
Yeah, it's like, how is Brucey Wayne a 10? Like, because they only know him as Brucey Wayne, the Playboy of
Right.
Gotham. Like, the fuck?
Well, I always felt like, you know, everybody says like, well, the most powerful hero in DC is Superman. It's Batman, because like there's a whole thing, there's that whole conversation that plays out multiple times in multiple franchises, you know, iterations. You know, who are you to have the Xanatos Gambit plan for how to deal with the Justice League? And I always forget who, I think it might be Wonder Woman, who goes, but yet you didn't have anything for yourself. And he's like, of course I did. It's called the Justice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the implication that it would take the entirety of the Justice League to stop him
Oh, yeah.
says so much about like the concept of like Batman is so like is a normal human being trained mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever you want to call it, like to the razor's edge, and the only thing that can stop him is a bunch of super powered human beings.
Yeah, that's why I've always said, like, that I've agreed with that point where it's like, who would you want on your side from the Justice League? Batman. But no. Batman. Because not only is he smart and rich, he's trained in, like, several different martial arts.
Right.
He's multilingual. He's a great detective. And he has a plan for everything, including when, not if, Superman goes off the rails. So
Right.
basically, when God goes off the rails, he has a plan for that. So I'm like, Batman, I'm a Batman's team. Thank you.
I mean, all the characters are fun in their own way, but honestly, I'm sorry, Batman's got the best writing in general.
Most of the time.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is that Batman, who is basically like the DC's version of Iron Man, basically without the Iron Man suit, but basically he's just a suited up dude who can do martial arts and has a bunch of gizmos and gadgets and like cars and planes and shit. He can keep up with like Superman and Wonder Woman and Martian Manhunter and, you know, like John Jones and all that shit. Like, he could keep up with all these superpowered godlike beings, and he's just regular old like Joe Schmo from the street. That if his backstory didn't happen, he would literally just be Brucey Wayne. Like,
well, and the scary thing about Batman is like he has no distinct weaknesses other than being a normal human being, and that weakness is offset by the fact that he's on good terms with every other superpowered, you know, good aligned character in that universe.
Right.
yeah,
They're like, oh, but the, you know, like even Superman's weak against magic, and I'm like, yeah, but Batman knows everything, and so he would automatically have some sort of counter against someone using magic on him.
yeah. He's
You know,
like, if we're facing a magic user, who can I call on? If
Zatanna.
yeah, well, yeah. It's like, so, and if we can't rely on Clark, right? And if we're facing this, who can I count on?
Well, I mean,
Et cetera, et cetera.
Justice League Black, it's him, John Constantine, Zatanna, Deadman. Like, it's implied that like he's basically invincible in the sense that if he's out of his league, if somebody's way more like galactically powerful than he is, he knows somebody who can help him, and it's just a matter of him stalling for time until that person shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And also, like, I saw something where somebody was like, well, why would you want to live in Gotham when there's Metropolis?
Oh yes, that
and
whole
then
thing.
someone else pointed out, number one, pricing. I can get a 2 to 3 bedroom apartment in Gotham for hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars less than Metropolis. Number two, I just have to deal with a bunch of like suited up smart people. Like Scarecrow is just a smart guy who sprays things. Dr. Freeze is just a guy who needs to walk around in a, encased in a basically a freezer,
Right.
sprays things. Like, these are just smart supervillains. The god tier villains go to Metropolis because that's where the god tier hero is.
Right.
The aliens go to Metropolis. The god tier folks go to Metropolis. The gods go to Metropolis. Excuse me. So, why the fuck would I want to live in Metropolis when it seems like every other week there's like a meteor coming down, or the gods are arriving, or, you know what I mean? Parts of Metropolis are getting fucked up on a regular basis, whereas I just have to know, like, okay, where's Dr. Freeze's territory? Avoid that. Where's the Joker's territory? Avoid that. Like I just have to decide, like, which supervillain is my apartment closest to,
Yeah.
and what territory, and then which territory whose supervillain would I most like to deal with on a regular basis, or I wouldn't mind dealing with on a regular basis. Okay, well, the Riddler's okay, so I'll go buy his shit. Like, and I still paying like thousands of dollars less for an apartment that is on par with the same apartment in Metropolis. Like, a 1-bedroom apartment, I would think in Gotham is like maybe like $500, where it might be like $1,000 or more in Metropolis. So it's like, I'm saving money by staying here, and I just have to deal with, the Scarecrow, and make sure that I wear like a mask and goggles when I'm walking home or taking the subway home or whatever. Just wear a mask and goggles on my way home, so just in case,
Mm-hmm.
wear the gas mask and the goggles to make sure that any of his fear spray doesn't get me.
Right.
Like, whereas you, my good friend, have to worry about, is it going to be aliens or gods this week?
True. Or is Lex Luthor gonna outprice me of my home?
Yeah, like,
Right.
it's like Lex Luthor could do so much good, but he's obsessed with Batman, or Superman, excuse me. Obsessed with Superman, and it's like... But yeah. Yeah, it didn't like hit me that that's what you guys were watching last night, because I was like, oh, the live action version must be the first one. Didn't even
Cool.
occur to me, like, oh yeah, like it's a new one.
Yeah.
He's only been trying to show it to me for like 3 months.
Well, it's very long and you're very busy.
Both of these statements are true. Don't remind me.
And I mean, you did ask for a happy movie. I didn't exactly supply that, but still, it was a good movie.
I didn't actually expect you to supply me with what I requested, because you never do. I'm like, let's watch something happy fluffy. I don't do that, Cupcake. I'm like, sorry! I'll be over here watching Cardcaptor Sakura.
Hey, some of the anime shows I watch are happy. Like
Yeah, I
Laid
don't
Back
believe that.
Camp. Laid Back Camp is hella
which
happy.
is getting a dub. What?
Woo!
No. I'm just sad it's Crunchyroll, which means it'll probably be god awful.
Oh. Well.
Supposedly they're eyeing buying High Dive now, so pretty soon they'll have a complete monopoly of.
Oh, fuck.
I'm still shocked that like no one like on like the Federal Trade Commission level has invoked Sherman antitrust. Like they've cornered all major American licensors except for High Dive. They buy High Dive, they will have every major American license except for maybe GQ. Which I'm honestly shocked they haven't bought G-Kids out
Yeah.
to get access to the Ghibli catalog. I'm just really sad, like, unrelated to anything. I'm really sad it seems like G-Kids isn't going to do all of the Ghibli movies as steelbooks. I was like, they were so close to being done, and they just like, it doesn't look like they're going to do the last couple. I forget what they have. I know Tales of Earthsea is one of the ones they haven't done, and I was waiting for them to do it because it's the only one I haven't seen. Excuse me, sorry, I haven't seen.
That's like the only one anybody hates. It's just very boring.
It's that bad, huh?
Bit of a snooze fest, but it's
No
source.
Porco Rosso.
No, it's no Porco Rosso, but its source material is kind of a snooze fest. So
Right.
you got to be really into that kind of stuff.
I wanted to see if they have anything else because they did. I forget what was the last steelbook? Only yesterday. Tales of Princess Kaguya. No, there was one that was all by itself. I thought. Maybe not. Or maybe it was Kaguya came out and then.
I just found another pin that's really funny. It's like, kidnapper, we have your son, Bruce. Which one? Which? Black hair, blue eyes. Bruce, tired side. You're gonna have to be more specific. Pissed off, super snarky. More specific than that. Kidnapper, we have your brother. Oh no, no. Which one? It doesn't matter which one. You got 24 hours too. It's Demon, isn't it? I can tell by the sound of his breathing. It's Demon. Don't worry, he'll be there in 5. Kidnapper, to his partner. He says he'll be here in 5. Or what? The kidnapping is free. Damien is the one I've learned is the little demon child.
Yes.
Well, yeah, he's from the League
probably-
of Assassins.
Yeah. He's raised by Talia al Ghul.
Exactly. He's the little demon child.
He's learning like sympathy and shit like that.
Yeah.
He's learning how to be
Yeah.
human from the rest of the Bat family, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then it goes on, kidnapper, we have your daughter, Barbara, ... Kidnapper. I said we have your Barbara, yeah, I heard you. You have Cassandra. You're calling me from the basement of a club in the Diamond District called the Lucky Blue. I can tell your date of birth, I can tell you your date of birth, social
Right.
security number, and bank account pins right now. Are you sure you'd like to play this game? Kidnapper, what? Oh, by the way, you are gravely mistaken. You don't have her, she has you.
Right.
Kidnapper, disconnected screaming. Heh, that's my girl. I'm like, exactly. Well, I think it goes on. Kidnapper, we have your brother, Jason. Cool. Tell him I said hi. Kidnapper, what? Hangs up. Kidnapper. He says, hi. Dick, oh sweet, did you say hi back? Please tell me you said hi back. Jason, kicks down door. Dick, hey bro. Jason sighs. Cock's gun. The thing I do over you, freeloading.
Yeah.
Okay, number. We have your brother, Seth. My brother or my boyfriend brother? Or do you mean my boyfriend brother's boy/friend brother? Or do you mean my not quite dad's son brother? Or my new brother who is sort of terrified of everyone? Or Kidnapper hangs up. Kidnapper to Tim, who's tied to a chair. Do you have anyone else we could call? Tim, would you like to talk to my boy/friend brother, my oldest brother figure, or my not really related but still kind of sort of little brother? If they're not available, you can try my brainy sister, my badass sister, or my punk sister, or my lesbian aunt. Or Kidnapper, I will pay you to just leave. All right, let me post this because I'm not reading the rest of it off. No offense.
Oh, that is long.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh. Well, it's still tiny. Trying to make it bigger.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna have to open that. There we go. All right, it's almost 1. We should probably call it.
Never! Never!
Or we
That's
can
cool.
keep going.
No, I was kidding. Oh my god.
Cupcake's like, save me!
Well, I never have anything to say. I'm just basically the audience at this point.
You had plenty to say.
I did not. You know it.
I know that you had plenty to say. I was there.
Sure,
I
sure.
heard it. And I'll hear it again when I edit this.
Right? Poor sod. You know, you could stop these earlier to make your life easier.
It's alright. It's alright.
These are not like the ones back in the day where they went for like 4 or 5 hours and you had to cut them down to like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
There-
it's not
there
like I
were
have a
4 hours.
job or anything.
Right? You ever find anything after that one? Just kind of...
Nobody has gotten back to me.
Wow. Well, okay.
I will keep applying and hoping.
Yeah, what the hell? Like, everywhere I go, like, there's no one around, and they're like, but, I'm like, are people not hiring? What's going on?
There's some new stores opening in town, so maybe I'll be able to get in there.
Right?
I'm posting this one here where it's like, sometimes Batman is 100% dedicated, but then there are times where you just bust out there going, what the fuck, Ed? It's just, I'm sick and fucking tired of your shit. What are you doing? Just deflating his ego, like, have someone like look at him and go, what the fuck, Ed?
Fuck.
Okay. Oh, we'll wait for her to get back from her call.
Indeed.
And then I can go make even more hot cocoa!
Yay!
And check the mail, because I forgot to check it yesterday.
Yay!
What's Cupcake gonna do?
Check. Probably not much right this minute, but see how long. I'm gonna make Cajun sausage and rice. So that's kind of how long
Ooh.
it's supposed to take, and then give myself 45 minutes. So probably, honestly, I'll probably start that, even though it's only 3 o'clock, because given how long it takes me to get anything done, it will probably not be ready until. Well, no, my mom won't probably get home until 4:30, so I have like probably by 3:30 I'll start it. That way I'll be ready by 4. Who pinged me? What? What?
No pink.
That what pinged me? In Cupcake is angry. Oh, gross. Why was she click to see it? Oh yes, the fucking peace on Earth. I was just like backs away slowly.
I had not seen this. Oh my god.
I honestly I thought you were gonna be the first one to respond because I like looked at this. I'm just like, oh, I'm backing up. I'm backing up.
Misogyny.
I mean, all that went through my head was just like, how much do you hate the women in your life that you wish they were gay?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what you posted earlier.
What does that say about you as a man that you're just like, I wish the women in my life would shut the fuck up? I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Go live alone in a fucking hut on the shore, I guess. Because, like, You clearly hate everyone.
Right?
Mm.
And I quote my own bullshit. Behind every strong man is a whole bunch of women keeping him upright.
Mm-hmm. Or, oh, it's so funny. He doesn't know how to take care of himself, so he needs a woman. How about we train him to take care of himself first?
Yeah, it's like people always complain like, "Oh, I have another child with my husband." I'm like, that says a lot. Like, how the fuck did he get to adulthood apparently without knowing how to be an adult and not be a fucking child? I'm like, that kind of
Because
says
he
a
was
lot.
pandered to by the people in his life and childhood.
Exactly.
Because he's a boy.
He's a perfect angel. No, he's not.
I mean, I meant that like more in the positive sense, like the Obamas kind of thing, but like definitely get where you're coming from.
I mean, my brother wasn't raised that way, but I know lots of men who don't know how to take care of themselves because they were raised to
Cupcake!
be...
Excuse me. Oh, I have this
You
terrible
know
cough.
how to turn on a laundry machine.
Yeah.
Please. I just press the buttons till it starts.
Yeah, that's
My problem is I had to read the manual to understand what like 90% of the settings do. Because for me it's like bedding, colors, whites. Like I don't like I don't mess with all the little shit on the side that like varies the amount of water and like hot, cold, warm, hot, cold. Like that shit's like black magic to me. Like I'm trying to understand. Like I get the water level. I don't quite understand the like hot, cold, warm like mix decision at what times.
Hmm.
I've actually my mother's the only person I know of like in my like live meat space circle who even understands how you do that, and she can't fully explain to me. It's like asking me how you do a move in a fighting game. Like she just knows. Like, oh, you have blood, you do this, and then run it hot cold. And I'm like, how do you know that? She's like, I just do. I've been taking stains out of your clothing since you were a baby. I'm like, but I want to understand how that works because you're not gonna live forever.
Yeah, I mean, a
Aw.
lot of it too is like those with female bodies get stains on their underwear on a regular basis.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So
No,
it's like, yeah, we basically like our mothers or mothers with female bodies will tell us like, yo, when this happens, this is the shit you do. Like, here's what you do. So a lot of times it's like with guys, it's just like, oh, I dropped some food on my shirt and oh, I just spray some shout on it or whatever, stain
Right.
remover or whatever. And so it's like they don't have to worry about like, oh, well, what you can do is you could put a little bit of detergent on it and then grab some of like the dry stuff and like take a little toothbrush that you use for cleaning and just scrub it in there, like to pre-scrub it out.
Right.
Or
So
not care about the stain.
that too.
Hmm. I mean, you're
Well,
still
like-
gonna want to clean it, obviously, but
Right.
not worry so much on certain articles of clothing having stains.
My thing is like my assistant has this thing about the fact that my work shirts are never pristine. Like even when they're clean, you can kind of see the ghostly fade of things I've accidentally, at work, like grease and oil. And he's like, I don't understand. Like you don't have any work shirts that are clean. I'm like, you ever think that's because I work?
Mm-hmm.
Like
nobody can see
they've
it,
been
but I'm just like-
washed, but it's like at a certain point, it's like it's going to get to a point of like there's a point
You're
where
going
it's
to
like,
get dirty. When you do my
Yeah.
job, you're going to get dirty, and there's only so much you can do to keep your shirts from being like my
Yeah.
shirts don't have clear like ketchup stains. What I'm saying is like I treat the stains, I do my best to get them out, but you know, like if it happens at the beginning of the day, I'm there for 10 hours, it's gonna set. Like there's no way around it.
yeah,
Like I can't, like I'm not gonna take an extra shirt because I'm just gonna keep getting dirty. Like it doesn't like I'm not working an office job. Like it doesn't. You don't like.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a whole thing where it's like especially like I said, those with feminine parts. It's like
Right.
you're because of the pH of your vagina and the vulva and
Mhm.
stuff. You will stain your underwear unless you wear like thin pads all the time.
Yeah, you can
Well,
You will
bleach
stain
your
your
underwear.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, none
So
of my black underwear are fully black because of that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's logical that the mucus, like the largest mucus membrane on a female body, is going to be slightly acidic.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not a lot of people realize that because we don't teach people very well about their bodies.
Well, I mean, like, legitimately, like, just fucking science. You would have yeast infections continuously if you had a neutral pH.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I mean, you're either going to be slightly basic or slightly acidic, and I'm going to guess, since you're saying getting bleached, it's slightly acidic. Because
Yeah.
Cupcake understands science!
Mm-hmm. Well,
Exactly.
sadly, lots of young vagina havers have to learn this through the internet because even their
Right.
parents don't know that there's a mucous membrane in the first fucking place.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
I mean, like... Oh, sorry.
I've learned more shit about like sex and the gender spectrum and the LGBTQIA plus spectrum
Right.
from the internet and people on the internet than I know that like I ever did or that my kids ever will, or because you know how people are about oh my god, we can't expose kids to fully covered up drag queen reading them a fucking storybook because oh my god, sexualization. So like I do know that, like, I guess we kind of touched on like in the Bohemian Rhapsody movie where it's like they mentioned that like, oh, America, Puritans in public and they keep their shit private. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly it, because a bunch of Puritans came over here and that shit stuck.
Unrelated, but related. I got into it with a Salvation Army bell ringer today.
Oh, nice.
Guy called me cheap because I wouldn't give him money. And my exact words were, and I quote, "Unfortunately, I can't support this charity as it has issues with transgendered folks." And he gave me the biggest screw-eyed look and then called me a homophobe.
What?
Right?
I don't think he understands how that word works. But whatever.
Like, I just kept walking. I'm like, nope. Nope. I was going to tell you guys about this, but I was like in such a hurry to eat and get ready before the show that I completely forgot to post it. This happens every year when they come out, that like they try to engage me in giving them money, and I'm like, no. Like, you guys, your organization has issues with that whole spectrum because most of them don't even understand what I'm talking about,
Mm-hmm.
or are unaware that this is a thing, and it's always ugly. And I only ever interact with them the first time, because usually after that I have earbuds in when I go buy them, so I don't have that. I don't want to hear it. But yeah, that was fun. I laughed. And then he's like, you're a huge asshole. And I'm like, thank you, sir. I work very hard at being the biggest butthole I can be every day. Don't care if I'm the villain. You kids ever been part of a wish list of killing? You wanna be? Ha ha!
Ooh, I should probably have some food. I don't think I ate breakfast. Did I eat breakfast? Or was that yesterday?
I don't know. You fell asleep, so I never found out.
I think that was yesterday.
And then messaged me, I fell asleep, sad face. I'm like, congratulations?
I can't seem to stay awake this week.
It's always the weeks I'm on vacation.
Ugh.
I see you like twice, and the rest of the week you're sleeping.
Sorry.
I didn't say it was anything wrong with it. I just said it's funny to me.
Hmm.
Like, everybody will be super active when I'm at work. If I'm on vacation, dead silence. I think I just picked bad weeks to go on vacation, honestly.
Hmm.
I love Rose. If a man asked me to do that, I would shove the roll-up tape so far up his ass you could use his teeth to cut it.
Hmm.
That is somebody who don't take no shit from no one.
Nope.
I wasn't able to catch what Cupcake said to the evil person.
Oh, basically the guy was very confused because I told him no, but gave him what I think is a valid reason, and he was just like, homophobe. And I'm like, yeah, sure, okay. And he's just like, you just enjoy being an asshole. I'm like, I work my hardest to be the biggest butthole I could be every day. Thank you for the compliment. Because I don't care if I'm the villain.
Okay. So let's call it here.
Okay.
No! Yes.
All right.
Alrighty, so
Thanks for podding with me as always.
of course.
You're welcome!
Bye-bye.
Alright, bye.
Thank you once again for listening to the Super Happy Fun Jabbertron Tea Party podcast with Kiki, Cupcake, and Miss. Let it snow and rain and be generally cold this winter, and may you have a happy new year, my fellow internet beings.